Hi everyone. I wanted to do the tag today, Show Us Your Decks by Feeding My Soul. I thought they were really fun tags, fun questions, so I thought, I'd give it a go. They're quite fun and it's just a good chance to get out your decks and have a play. So the first question was a deck that has not seen any time on my reading table and why. I chose the Mythologia Fennica Tarot, which is a bit of a mouthful to say. I got this deck just when I was in the midst of using another deck that I was just really enjoying using and didn't really want to use any other deck. And it just got put on my shelf, and then I haven't used it yet. I haven't shuffled it. Like, I might have shuffled it, I think, because it's not in order, but I don't think I've ever done a reading with it. I love the artwork. It's very unique and interesting. I love the colours and how every card is quite unique. I'd like to get into the guidebook and read all the stories about the cards. I think that would be really interesting, but I haven't done it yet. I think this deck is more of a meal rather than a snack. So I think when I do pull it out, I'll just, sit in the sun one afternoon and just have a good read of the guidebook and have a good play. I don't think, it's not something I just want to pull out yet and just read. I think I want to dedicate more time to it. But it's definitely not because I don't think it's interesting. That's not the reason why I haven't used it yet. It just doesn't feel like the right time yet. So let's look at this card. The mushrooms and the little beans. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. The 12th deck on my deck shelf is, I went down a few shelves until I found one I felt like looking at, but it was 12th on one of the shelves. The Goblins and Gardens Tarot deck. This one's indie. The box feels so nice. It's linen. It's so nice. And it's collagey. It's like these little black and white collage on like really colourful garden pictures. And it's like a few other decks do this now, like I think it's called Scarab and Dahlia. That looks like such a beautiful deck. And also the newest one, the Peculiar Pathways does it as well. That card reminds me of the other deck by Peculiar Pathways, but it's raspberries. And I like the look of it. I think it looks great. Look at that, the Hermit. But I haven't used this one much either. It's got really, really nice cardstock though. 6 of Wands, Page of Coins. Beautiful deck. The third one, deck you are considering rehoming. So for that one I chose, what's it called? The Madhouse Tarot. So why I'm thinking of rehoming it is because it's actually got serial killers and like madmen and stuff like that in it. So the artwork is really cool. I think that's why I got it. Look at that, the artwork's so cool. It does slightly worry me, the energy that I might bring into my house or around me if I use a deck like this, of people who've been deceased, victims of their crimes, the madmen themselves. I don't really like celebrating that kind of thing, and sometimes they can get like celebrity status if they're done really crazy bad things. But I did buy it. I think I was just interested in it, and I've never used it either. I don't think, anyway. I'm not going to rehome it yet. I think I'll give it a go and see just how I feel about it. Yeah, if it spooks me or just it doesn't feel right, I think that's when I'll give it away. Look at the cat. The artwork is gorgeous. There's no doubt about that. Some of the cards I adore. That one's just cool. They're all cool. This one's cool. They're all really cool. So, 7 of coins. I love most of them. And maybe if I don't take it so seriously, maybe if I don't read the guidebook and just pretend that they're not actually based on madmen and serial killers and things like that, maybe it'd be easy to work with, but I don't know. I'll definitely give it a go about, because I do think the artwork's interesting. Yeah, but I haven't considered homing it because it's just been sitting on my shelf for years. I'll have a think about it. A deck that I don't store in its original box, which is so many of my decks, just because they take up less space when they're not in the original box. But the one I've chose here is Oracle of Oddities, because I've got the 3 editions combined into one deck. And if I didn't have it in a bag, I would have to get each of the 3 out of the little boxes, and I just find that too time consuming. And I feel like it is one deck, so I have it in a nice bag. I love that card. And this has been out of print for a while, and she's just opened up pre-orders maybe about a month ago for the new edition, which is just one edition this time, and it actually looks like an improvement, I think. It looks really nice from the few cards I've seen. I really like the simplicity of this deck. That one just looks like it's got a little bit more extra to it, and it looks really beautiful. So it's a little bit less cards than the 3 editions combined, like 1, 2, and 3. It's a little bit less cards, but it's good that it's available again and updated. So yeah, that's the Oracle of Oddities that I keep in this bag, which has been in here for a long time. The next prompt is more than 78 cards. So I went with the, what's it called? El Goliath deck. This is the first edition. This is such a beautiful, huge deck. I really like it. He's coming out with a 3rd edition soon, El Goliath. And he's from Melbourne. And I used to live in Melbourne. I lived there for about 7 years. And I'm sure I read somewhere that he used to go to the Botanical Gardens and sit and draw there. I think it was in the guidebook. And I used to go to the Botanical Gardens all the time too. And I think it was around the same time. And it just made me think maybe I saw him one day or something drawing in his sketch pad. But this one's got extra cards. And they're beautiful. And sometimes I used to hope that he'd do an Oracle deck. But he hasn't. He's just added the Oracle to the Tarot. See that one? And a no and a yes. Yeah, it's quite a few extra. And that's the Tarot. It's really stunning, the artwork in this deck. It's so pretty. So much emotion and feeling in it. And very cool choices. I think he's very, very talented. I love this one. It's funny when you've had a deck for so long. You can just grow more attached to it. It's beautiful. So I'm not sure about the 3rd edition, what that's going to look like. I don't know. Hopefully it's good. A deck that's got a cloud on the box. I went with the mini Baroque Bohemian Cats Tarot. That's a mouthful. Just because it's got a little cloud on the front. This is the cutest deck. I remember when I first saw it, I just laughed so much at how funny all the images were. Like, because they're so dressed up like they're royalty. And they're getting busy with all their little things they're doing. And they've got a new cat deck out now that's really similar, like just cats dressed up in really posh clothes. And very, very cute. I love the backs on this card too. They're so royal. And the Fool. Yeah, I remember when I first saw it, it was like they did a walkthrough and it was this music and it was so dramatic and it just made me laugh the whole way through. The Eight of Pentacles. And look at all the little puppets in the background. And they paint the props in the back, in the pictures and stuff like that. They paint it and they do lots of photoshopping and stuff. They go to so much effort to make these decks because they sew all the costumes. I've got a bag with this one, the Hermit, the Wheel of Fortune. Very cute deck. So happy to have the next cat deck coming out by them because they do it so well. And that's the last deck they're actually making new from scratch, which is pretty sad. A deck that I've never shown on my channel. So I went with this one. It's pretty easy actually because I've hardly made any videos. So I went with this one because I love this deck. It's Musical Oracles. This deck is actually a really, really good reader. Yeah, so it's got like three different sentences. A small axe can fell the tallest tree. The fruits of Babylon are rotten to the core. Everything that is holy is among us on earth. This deck, I've used it quite a lot. It's surprising. I would really highly recommend it because it's never been a miss. It's always something about it that it's very direct and very easy to read. Very affordable, kind of gory, like circusy sort of backs, like something you'd find at a carnival. Yeah, I love this one. It's very good at revealing aspects of people's personality and their motives and their attitudes and your attitude and the vibe of a situation, things like that. Yeah, lots of variety as well in people. Yeah, Kurt Cobain. There's lots to bounce off. I remember I got this card once and I was insulted from it. I like Johnny Cash too. Yeah, it's very cool deck. Deck I've never animal other than a lion for the strength card. I've gone with Decadent Dreams Tarot. She's riding a dragon on the water. This deck I've had for a really long time, so it was one of my earlier decks. They're the backs. It's long out of print and rarely seen on TarotTube. I just think it's amazing, beautiful picture. This deck has really gorgeous artwork. Yeah, Decadent Dreams. A deck that comes in a box inside another box. I just went with the Kim Krans ones, and my dog was sleeping in front of my cupboard where I keep all my boxes, so I couldn't get it out, but it comes in another big box, so I thought I'd just show you because I didn't want to wake up my dog. So everybody's sort of seen this deck, but a lot of her decks come inside, her oracle decks come inside a box, inside another box. And I keep the big boxes away in the cupboards because they take up too much space on my bookshelf. Not in any of my top 10 lists. So I went with this one here, the Primordial Tarot. So this is one of those decks I got I thought it looked interesting, but then there's something about it that's also not very interesting. I would have to use it a bit, but it is something that it's not as special as most of my decks, I'd say. Like, you know, if someone came in and said, you have to get rid of 20 decks, then this would be one of them, I think. I do like the artwork, so I think, you know, it's another one I just have to give more of a go of to see if it does read well, or that if I connect with it. I like the name of it, Primordial Tarot, and I do like the images to a degree, but yeah, I guess when I've got a lot of decks, other ones just come out in front, then, you know, when it's time to choose a deck. But I haven't got much bad to say about it. It's just perhaps something I just have to use if I want to get to know it more. A deck that I associate with the colour green, I went with the Jupiter Tarot, Jupiter Power Tarot. So pretty much every card in this deck is mostly green. Six of Wands, very unusual, really beautiful art style. Really beautiful, really lovely cardstock as well. I love this deck. It is so soft and feminine and dreamy and otherworldly and interesting. Every picture is just beautiful. It slows you down and it's really emotive. I feel Six of Swords. Really interesting choices they've made. I think this is my favourite of their decks. Magician. Sorry, I have some reversals with this one. Yeah, very psychedelic as well. Very unusual, very beautiful, and very green. A second-hand deck. So many of my decks are second-hand. This one here I got second-hand on purpose because the imaging, the Barbara Walker Tarot that is, the images are a little crisper than they are on the mass market one. Like the faces are a little crisper. I waited forever to get this deck at a good price. And then when I got it, not this one exactly, I got it, all the cards were stuck together. It's like I think the person had it on their bookshelf with heavy things on it, and I had to pull them apart and all the cards got scratched. But luckily I got a refund for it. And then I got this one, so it took me years to get it, but I always really wanted it. And it's just a little bit crisper than the mass market one. It's a shame, I don't know why they do that sort of thing. This one here has also just got the coolest artwork. The next one is Water on the Box, and I went with the first deck I could see that had water on the box. There's a little river there, the Dang Oslin Dream Tarot. This one's also quite psychedelic, like the Jupiter book, the Jupiter Tarot. This one's really fun and makes me really happy. Look at this Five of Swords. I love that one. Yeah. Art. That's the Temperance card. This is an amazing deck, I think. Doesn't get a lot of showtime. Vitality, the Hierophant. So what was the water in the box here? Yeah. Yeah, I love this deck. Oh, so I just wanted to pull it out because I think it's so much fun to look at, the full. Yeah. It's one of those feel-good decks that that would just make you feel like, I don't know, just happy and sort of makes you want to look and want to keep reading and want to pull more cards because of how cool it is. Look at the Hermit. And the Two of Cups. Yeah. Really fun ideas. Like this, whoever made this deck is just, I think, really creative. Five of Pentacles. Ten of Wands. Yeah, that is the Dang Oslin Dream Tarot. A deck that contains your favorite card and why. With this one, I think it's always sort of been one of my favorite cards. So what's this one called? The Masonic Tarot deck. I've also had this deck for ages, and I think it's sort of always been one of my favorite cards. It's the High Priestess. I love the colours to start with, but I love the rainbow too for some, like, and just all the beautiful colours. But what I like the most about it is just how far back she is in the picture, and that she's blacked out a bit. So it just makes me think of one of my favorite things a card image can do is make me think of the meanings of the High Priestess. So when I see this, I think of things that the High Priestess card can bring up in a reading, like answers can be found in a quiet place or a dark place or in your core, that part of you that's inside of you that's incorruptible, or a practice that would like still your mind because it's so quiet here, the High Priestess, or to understand the mysteries of the universe is like parallel to understanding yourself. And this card is just so quiet to me, even though it's got these bold colors. It's a very quiet card. And you can also see the shadowy aspects of the card a bit, like someone might have a hidden agenda, that little bit they're not revealing, or someone who might retreat so far that they lose their personality and they become like a shrinking violet. But all of the mages in this deck, I could almost pick as some of my favorites. Like, I want to show you, that's Justice. I love the colors and the artwork and these little figurines. Let me see if the Magician I love. That's Temperance. And I really like this gold border. And look at, it's just very cool. I love this Magician. Just very unique and colourful and very cool. Strength. And because it's Pip, it makes the mages stand out more. So when you see it, and the courts are sort of, they're not as special in some ways as the mages. Let me see if I can find one more major. There's Death. Yeah, that's a beautiful deck. So where's the High Priestess? There she is. I've always loved, the High Priestess from when I first started reading tarot. But it's not the only one I love, but just this one, it's just so beautiful. Yeah, so thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye.